morning, everyone, and thank you so much for attending our May Northside Business Luncheon, which is talking about the events and what's happening on West Broadway. We do have our coordinators with us today that will talk about the individual events that they coordinate. And we will also have some announcements at the top of the hour that will come from our partner, Terry Austin from Neon. And just a reminder that lunch today has been catered by Sammy's Avenue Eatery. So if you have not picked up lunch this morning, feel free to pick it up this afternoon after the presentation. It will be available from 1 to 2 p.m. And then what we will do is just go ahead and turn it over to Terry so he can tell us some of the good things that's happening over at Neon. And then we'll have our information session of the day, and we'll have Julia here from West Broadway sharing information about Black Business Week, which will be a week-long celebration for Black businesses previous to the Juneteenth celebration. We'll also have Kenna Cottman sharing with us the event of Flow, and we'll have Ms. Shameka Bogan sharing with us Open Streets Minneapolis, as well as Ember sharing with us information from our streets. And then we will also, excuse me, sorry about that. And then we'll end the luncheon with a survey and some questions and answers. If you guys have any questions coming up, just feel free to inbox me and I will record them to ask the presenters about their presentation. And they will be sharing information about how your business or yourself could be involved in these events. So I will turn it over to Terry. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Julia. I appreciate it. It's such a wonderful thing to see so many people join us today. I'm Terry Austin with Neon, the community engagement manager here. If anyone's thinking about business or thinking about starting a business, if you know of any relatives or family members or folks in the community, we are having our monthly Thinking About Business session this Saturday from 9 until noon. Thinking About Business, that's our segment that we do. It will be a virtual setting. So please go to our website at neon-mn.org. I'll put that in the chat as well. So if you know of anyone that's thinking about business, or if you have any questions pertaining to the use of space, if you're a small business and thinking about a space availability, we have some options here at Neon. Think about micro grants as well. If you're thinking about loans or just anything about your business, please reach out to us. Other thing I want to touch on is a very hot topic right now, which is the Metro Blue Line. Been a lot of conversations around this Metro Blue Line coming down West Broadway and Lindale as an option. Right now, we are in the recommendation phase. They have made some recommendations to the Met Council to bring the Metro Blue Line from the Target Center over to West Broadway Avenue, and then connecting to County Road 81 into Robbinsdale onto Brooklyn Park to the Target Center, to the Target corporate office. Now, also, I want to tell you, there's been several proposed stations in our community. One proposed station is between Plymouth and Lindale, also Emerson and Fremont, and then lastly, Penn and West Broadway. So these are the proposed station areas for the Metro Blue Line station. Then they'll have 2 stations in Robbinsdale. One will probably be most likely at the North Memorial site. So again, it's imperative that you reach out to business owners and folks that live in this area to let them know we are in the comment stage of recommendations. They have extended the recommendation phase. It was supposed to stop today, which is the 18th, or no, yesterday. Today is the 19th. They extended it until the 27th Friday the 27th. So please go to the Metro Blue Line Extension webpage and also my Blue Line Extension.org page as well. If you have any questions that you need to be answered, you can feel free to reach out to me as well here at Neon, and then I can direct you and try to get as much input as possible with that. I don't know if I have any other details, but I just want to make sure that our community knows how important this phase is, because we can't come back after the 28th. The decision probably will be made more towards the end of the year, but this is an imperative phase right now that we need to make sure we get all of our concerns on the table and in writing. So that's all that I have right now. Unless someone has some questions, I can answer fairly quickly, and we can kind of move on from there. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Terry. Okay, Julia, do you want to go ahead and just get started letting us know what announcements we have at WBC, and from there you can just go ahead and let us know about the Black Business Week happening in June.
Yes, absolutely. So I will be stepping in for Jessica Winnie with MN Black Box to explain Black Business Week. And then I can get into some updates about any WBC events that might be coming up here. But honestly, it should cover that as we go along. So to start, let me get my screen up here. And sorry, I'm still getting it. Okay. All right. So Black Business Week is a week-long celebration in which we are highlighting Black-owned businesses on the corridor. We have three kind of events or opportunities taking place throughout the week from the 13th of June to the 18th. And we're starting off with Ask an Entrepreneur. Here is an opportunity in which you'll be able to learn from other Black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs who are, working in nonprofits. We have service, retail, food, as you can see here, and they will be explaining from start to finish how they started their businesses, organizations. You'll be able to ask them questions and learn about how they started and where they're at now, and support them as they support you. So you can go ahead and scan your smartphone here if you want to go ahead and sign up for this virtual series. It will be happening online, and it will be happening every day of the week of the Juneteenth celebration. And it looks like actually from the 14th to the 17th, that'll be happening. And then up next on the 18th, the last day, we will be having the Northside Marketplace at Capri Plaza from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have a whole array of businesses that will be there that you can shop from and network with. So we're really excited about that. We will eventually be having a page on our website in which you can go and learn more about the businesses and continue to shop with them and just follow along in their journey. We have the Shop Northside boxes, which are specially curated by MN Black Box. And we've got the Munch and Crunch box. We've got the Feel Good box and the Freedom Day box. So these will be available the week of the Black Business Week for you to purchase and gift to any of your friends, or just keep to yourself. So we're really excited about those as well. And that kind of covers the whole week. There'll also be some other events taking place that we'll update you about. And then we will be having a little booklet in which you can kind of just follow along with the event, available online and then at the events that taking place. So we hope to bring that to you soon. If you would like to get involved, I will drop Jessica Winnie's email in the the chat so that you can get in touch with her if you'd like to get involved with your business or anything like that. Other than that, I believe that for WBC, we of course will have our next NBL on the third Thursday of June as well. So we hope you join us for that one. And we are going to be having a planning zoning development committee meeting to discuss the Neon food incubator, which will be changing the date. If you did see a flyer come around, that will be changing. So just keep an eye out to your emails for those updates. Otherwise, I believe that is all from me. Right.
Thank you very much, Julia. Definitely appreciate the information. And we'll just keep going right along. We'll have Kenna go ahead and let us know about Flow. That would be our second event happening on West Broadway after Black Business Week. Go ahead, Ms. Cottman.
Thank you very much, Ms. Gartrell. Great to see you and other North High alumni in the house. Polars, I want to shout out. And encourage folks to jump in the chat also and like introduce yourself, drop your contact information if you have any links, if you have any stuff going on, like let's populate the chat with that. And also just encouraging everyone to take some deep breaths. Great job on that presentation, Julia, about Black Business Week. I'm excited and I want to sign up for everything. And Terry, thank you so much for that information. I also want to sign up for a lot of what you have to offer as well over at Neon. So I'm here to present about Flow, and Flow is our Northside Arts Crawl that happens in July. I'm going to share a presentation. Give me a thumbs up. Can you see it? Okay, great. Thanks. So Flow is going to be the July 28th, 29th, and 30th this year. It's a 3-day art crawl, similar to Art World, which is opening this weekend in Northeast Minneapolis. But on Flow, we do a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday instead of like a full-on weekend. Okay, let me move. The WBC, West Broadway and Area Coalition, hosts and sponsors Flow as the main host and sponsor. And it is important to note that we do focus on the corridor of West Broadway, but it's also an area coalition, and the West Broadway Coalition serves the entire North Side. So Flow has the beauty of, while we don't, like Northeast Minneapolis, have like artist co-ops and buildings housing concentrations of artists and studios, what we do have is a lot of generative and creative and beautiful individuals who make art, and we have some hot spots of creativity as well that are all featured in Flow. And one of the things we do in Flow is we activate spaces that may not normally be activated in an artistic way. So I bet you recognize some of these images because there are some iconic Northside locations I'll be participating. And many of you probably know that 4th Street Saloon has comedy every Thursday, and they have live DJs on Fridays. And during Flow, they'll be having their annual Rib Fest and cook-off and live music in the parking lot in a beer garden. So Big Mike Oker is a great supporter and always pops off during Flow, as well as other events. And then all the way at the other end of the corridor, you'll see the 5 Points building, which houses KMOJ, which also will be participating by supporting some performance and music out in different locations and with personalities. And they'll also be having an open house during Flow where the community can come and see the BTS for KMOJ. And we have also the Zimbin. Shout out to Sierra in the house. And we are going to be featuring folks' regular programming as well as popping up with different and creative things. So spaces like the Zen Bin, which is housed at the Northside Healing Space, and the Minnesota African American Heritage Museum and Gallery, which is over on Penn and Plymouth in the Thor building. You can see the mural there. They have regular gallery hours and regular healing and creative opportunities for the community, but they'll also have special things during Flow as well. So this is just a sampling. We have over 10 sites on that have already signed up to be a part of Flow, and more are being added every day. Some of the activations that happen during Flow, like I was stating earlier, like things that don't normally happen in space, like we have some of the most creative and generative folks like Awa Mali and It's Factory and Yancy, who are going to be doing fly creative pop-ups during Flow. We have Joe Davis, who is another Northside treasure. It's going to be hopefully activating at the Northside Art Space Lofts, which is another Northside arts like location that may be an underground for some, but some people know. And then we have Appetite for Change, which always has the farmers market at Capri Plaza, but they'll have a youth and arts market during Flow. And then just some other samplings of things that are going to be happening, sending off the Legacy Arts Group as they go to Scotland, but they are a homegrown Northside Arts Group. The Northside filmmakers make their films on cell phones, but hopefully they'll be displayed on a larger screen and venue. So we're also still seeking at this point artists, sites, and sponsors for Flow. It's important to note that we feature artists that are from the North Side or have roots over North. And we obviously have sites that are over North and on West Broadway, but that our sponsors can come from anywhere, anyone who wants to support this great festival of creativity and opportunity for Northside artists can definitely jump on board as a sponsor. So just email flow@westbroadway.org or just reach out to me if you know my contact information already. You can get involved. There's other ways to get involved. This is kind of a lot of text, so I probably will just drop the link to this presentation in the chat so folks can check it out later. But essentially, this is my second year curating Flow. Last year at a post-evaluation process, these are some of the things that we came up with that we wanted to do for this year. And some of them are in the works. For instance, we are in development for a Flow app. It's going to be an iOS only. That means iPhone, sorry, Androids. We'll get you next year. But it's going to be a Flow app designed by Ben Farmer, who's also another local person with Northside roots, that will like be the map and the guidebook so that people can navigate through. And we'll launch that in early July so that folks can start making their plans. Another thing that should be highlighted is we want to have more transparency around the funding and the money that's available, offering stipends for performers or artists that participate in Flow, and being transparent about the process and what's available for folks. Because to be honest, it hasn't been clear in the past, and it's created some feelings of dissonance, and we want to try to address that in all ways. So another way that folks can get involved is by joining the Flow committee. If you want to have an impact on the planning, the execution, how the money is dispersed, how the programming is put together, then please, again, email me at flow@westbroadway.org. We're going to have a couple of Zoom meetings coming up where folks can put their input in, and there'll be opportunities to volunteer during the days of Flow. Obviously, attend Flow events, please. There'll be a diversity of events, so please consider attending more than one, like 3 to 5 to 7. And then download the app if you have an iPhone once we launch it, or follow the Flow social media, which will also be updated with all current information. So our Flow Instagram is Flow Over North, and Facebook, we have our own Flow page, and you can always go to westbroadway.org and go to the flow site that Julia so beautifully hooked up. The call for artists is there, and you can get in contact with me and join the committee and be a part of it. So that concludes my presentation, and I just wanted to open it up for any questions, comments, or concerns in this moment, and also know that you can reach out to me and I will follow up.
Thank you, Kenna. We appreciate that information on Flow. And Flow has definitely been a fun event that my family has definitely enjoyed on those sunny days. I don't have any questions for you thus far inside the chat, but please make sure you do drop your email for the attendees to connect with you after, or if they have any questions coming in the future. So what we will do is just go ahead and keep it rolling, and we will have Ember, where we have Ember with us today, and she's from Our Streets, Minneapolis, and she's going to tell us about her event that she coordinates. And after that, we will also have Shameka that would also share some information about open streets for us. So go ahead, Ember. Thank you.
Hey y'all, thanks for having me. Just gonna talk real briefly, and then Shameka can talk more in detail about Open Streets West Broadway specifically. But we're excited to be launching our season this year. We are starting off with Open Streets Lyndale. If you want to participate in that event, the registration does close by the end of this week. So please do reach out if you are interested. But obviously the main one we want to talk about is Open Streets West Broadway on Saturday, September 10th. It's going to be a great event. Shameka's doing a lot of work to talk with folks on the Northside, and we're excited about what's going to be happening there. But we'd love to see you at any of the Open Streets events. And we've got a total of 5 this year, back on Franklin, back on East Lake. We've been off those for a couple years, so we're excited to be back for a full season. Do I have another slide? Maybe not. I don't think so. Hang on, I just wanted to share one other thing just about participating in Open Streets. So if you participate as an artist or a programmer, so that's somebody that, you know, you're performing music, or maybe you're, you know, providing a free activity for kids, or you're a fitness instructor and you want to host a yoga class on the street. It's completely free for you to participate in any of the Open Streets events. Also, if you have a theater group and you want to just get a show out for a day, you don't want to deal with street closure, this is a great opportunity to come out. We deal with all the permits for you, so you don't have to worry. You just get your spot on the street, you're ready to go. We can't provide any supplies at this time. So any tents, tables, chairs, you'll have to bring those yourselves. But you know, if you want to sell food, you want to sell, you know, something that you make, we take care of those permits for you. We also have the Artisan Market. So that's folks if you're starting a small business out of your home, you don't have a brick and mortar, you're an entrepreneur. We keep that price really low to participate. So it's either $30 or $15, depending on the event. So just, yeah, trying to get as many folks out as possible. So if you have any questions, please do reach out. You can register on our website, which is openstreetsminneapolis.org. And I'll just drop that in the chat for you. And I'll kick it over to Shameka to tell us some more about it.
Thanks, Ember. Can you guys hear me okay? Can I get, okay. I apologize, my voice today is a little raspy, but as Ember mentioned, she'll drop it in the chat, and I'll drop it in the chat too, with signing up for Open Streets West Broadway. I'm the project lead for this year. Super excited. I know most of you probably are familiar with Open Streets West Broadway, but if you're not, just a little history about it. It started on West Broadway in 2016. And so, you know, we always do try to do a really good job of making it reflective of the community. And so we've got a lot of really fun and cool things planned for this year, but I definitely want to hear from you. If you guys have ideas, if you guys sell products, please reach out. I'll make sure that I put my information in the chat as well. Open Streets is the event that is right along West Broadway. It runs from Lindale Avenue to Penn Avenue. And so that's 17 blocks. So it's a 17 block long community festival where there's no vehicles on the street. The idea is for people to walk, ride bikes, ride scooters, you know, dance up and down the street. It's just, you know, an event that has a lot of different artistic aspects. And so as Ember mentioned, if you sell products, if you have a brand that you want to come out and promote, if you're with, you know, a youth organization that wants to be a part in some kind of way, we would love to have you. If you're an artist or a performer, we do have a number of stages this year. Open Streets this year will have 3 stages. There will be one at the Lindale block, one at the Penn block, and then the main stage will be, which is really bad that I always forget the name of that street, but the block where the YMCA is, where the Justice Built Communities are. We're going to partner with Justice Built Communities and Pillsbury United Communities to really up the ante there and have a large stage. And so the Minnesota Orchestra is supposed to come out this year. And so they are providing that stage for us to use and to curate. So if any of you sing or perform, let's connect so that we can get you looped into that stage to be a part of it. You know, just some other things that we have going on. There will be 2 sections for vendors to sell products. So working with Markella Smith and the Dream Shop, she's curating a block in conjunction with Angela of TNG Designs to curate a block for small businesses that have products that they want to sell. We also have the Natalie Morrow with Minnesota Black Fashion Week will be curating a fashion show this year on one of those blocks as well. We have NAS and the STEM bus. They're going to do like a college readiness zone. So it's a lot of different aspects happening this year. But again, if you have things that you want to see there, things that you want to bring, ways that you want to be a part, please do not hesitate to reach out. One of the big things, specifically with food vendors, we want to make sure that we get the food permits in ahead of time. And so I do have a series of info sessions coming up starting in June, and I'll make sure that you guys get those links via email with Julia and WBC following up for that. But again, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out, and look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you, Shameka, and thank you, Ember. Sorry. So just wondering, is there any questions? I don't have any in the chats, but let's just give the attendees a couple minutes just in case. So speaking to you attendees, do you guys have any questions about how to get involved with Black Business Week, Flow, or Open Streets, Minneapolis? Now would be the chance to drop the question or unmute yourself.
I would like to get the information about the business week, the events that are going to be happening every day leading up to. Where can I find that information, the different classes that will be happening every day about business?
Okay, I'll let Julia answer that, but that was, if you scroll to the top, Julia dropped the link for Jessica, and then also she has that QR code that she put up. But Julia, go ahead and let them know how to get that info.
Yeah, so we do have the Black Business Week page, which is constantly being updated. So that's where you can follow all the events, but really the majority of the events will be the Ask an Entrepreneur, which will be the virtual series happening the 14th through the 17th. So every day there'll be a different topic that's discussed. That has, I believe, has already been called for, but if you reach out to Jessica, yes, Jessica Winnie, she can, perhaps if you'd like to participate in any of those, you can reach out to her. And I'll drop that link for website there. And then we will have the Shop Northside boxes, which I believe have been fully curated, but then the marketplace, I believe, would still be available for any other people to participate as well. And then we also are trying to list as many businesses on the corridor as also. So if you do have a business on West Broadway corridor and you'd like to have it featured, reach out. You can email me at julia@westbroadway.org. I'll drop that in the chat as well. And you can send that in so I can make sure to include it in the booklet, because we'd like for people to shop with Fortune in every way. That answers your question. Otherwise, reaching out to Julie, I'm sorry, I'm getting these names mixed up. There's so many J's. Reaching out to Jessica, she can definitely get you all situated and coordinated in the department.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. And then you said you are gonna drop that link for Jessica one more time, so it'll be at the bottom of the chat. Okay, thank you very much. And then I do know that we do have, just a reminder, I should say, that we are having lunch catered by Sammy's today. So please do not forget to go ahead and pick up your lunch after we get offline. You can go ahead and pick up your lunch from 1 o'clock until 2 p.m. There's a variety of sandwiches. There's a choice of turkey, pastrami, and a veggie sandwich. And then also, we do have a short survey that we'd like everyone to fill out for us, if that's at all possible. And Julia will be dropping that link for us also. And then other than that, are you guys sure there's not any more questions as far as the corridor, the business incubators coming up with Neon for food practitioners? No questions about how to get involved with open streets? No questions about, any more questions about Black Business Week? Okay, let me just check the chat one more time just to make sure, you guys. Otherwise, that would conclude everything that we have. Let's see here. And then just a little FYI that I am aware of is that Minneapolis Public Schools will also be having a career expo coming up. And I believe we have Angela on board with us. Let's see. Hold on. That she can maybe share some information about
Yes, I'm
that.
here.
Thank you, Angela. Could you go ahead and share the information with us that you wanted to share about the Career Expo?
Most certainly. Thank you so very much. Well, at 1250 West Broadway, Minneapolis Public Schools is excited to host their annual Career Expo on June 16th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that's right, we are hiring immediately. We have a lot of vacancies from GED to PhD with various backgrounds. We are intentionally looking for folks of color to help run our district. So we'd like for you to come and be that change maker. We have about 11 departments that will be represented, which is culinary and wellness services, transportations, plant operations, community educations with Minneapolis kids, health services, mental health support, special education programs, American Indian education, social work services, school counselors, and human resources, which actually will provide a lot of the professional positions with administration and teachers. So it is free to the public. We ask that if you could share the word, pass it on, free again to job seekers, free parking. We're going to be featuring community partners, which is Good in the Hood with $5 shoe bus, free resume and application assistance, free haircuts, of course, from our young gentleman, Dorian, who is a great barber. So come on down, get your hair freshened up and everything else, and then go talk to the hiring managers. We're gonna have free reading books available, lots of free swag and free freebies just out for everybody. And we're excited again to have this Career Expo. We'll have a raffle. We'll have 10 lucky winners for that raffle. You don't want to miss this life-changing event. I guarantee you, Minneapolis Public Schools has some great career opportunities. So again, thank you for sharing that out. June 16th, Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 1250 West Broadway, Minneapolis Public Schools. Thank you. And I'll throw in a information in the chat for everybody.
Okay, thank you, Angela. Sounds like it's going to be a very nice event also, and excited to get the information. I know a lot of people have definitely wanted to see about getting employment with Minneapolis Public Schools, so right on time. And then Julia, by any chance, did you get a chance to drop the survey? Great. I do see everyone there. The survey is actually in the chat. If you could take a minute to fill that out, that would be very helpful for us. It should only take just a couple minutes just to help us capture some information, just knowing how you're feeling about the luncheons and if you have any suggestions. And again, as Terry and Julia had said earlier, if you guys have any suggestions for topics, please feel free to let us know. Also, you can connect with us about that. We definitely take every suggestion into consideration. And then if we don't have any more questions about participation or anything, Julia, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
I was going to say there's so many events that are happening on West Broadway, apart from that are coming from West Broadway Coalition. So if there's anyone who would like to share any other events, we'd be happy to give you this opportunity to share that. And we'd love to support that in any way. So we're also opening the floor to allow anyone else to kind of just share. I know I saw a couple other people share some events. So if you would like to have an opportunity to just talk about them briefly, we have some time. So.
Would there be a list as far as like a calendar list that will be created that we can distribute out to the community? I may have missed it, but I don't know if you'll have a list throughout maybe June through September or early October of all of the events that will be happening in North Minneapolis or surrounding areas that we can connect, as well as contact information, just so that we can get other business folks involved that may not be directly with North Minneapolis, but around the corridor that may want to participate.
So I know there's currently just like we have like a co-promotional graphic for all the WBC events, but I'd be happy to move forward and also curate a list of all the events happening on the corridor and hopefully make that available as soon as I can. So if you'd like to, once again, reach out to me at julia@westbroadway.org, I can go ahead and feature your event along with contacts so that we can have like a directory that anyone can refer to. So I think that's a great idea. Thank you. So
thank you so much for your efforts. I appreciate it.
Is your email address somewhere again, or can you repeat that?
Yes, I'll go ahead and drop it in the chat, but it's Julia, Julia @westbroadway.org. I'll go ahead and drop that again.
Okay.
And I'll also share out just kind of like a summary of all of the things that were shared in the chat for everyone to kind of follow up with as well. So just look out for an email for that as well.
Okay, great. And then also on June 18th, I own a company called Beauty on a Budget. And what we are is a socioeconomic event. So basically we're an event that provides vendors. So we'll be having a spot right down the street from Jessica on West Broadway. We'll actually be utilizing the YMCA. And we'll have a marketplace available from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. We are currently still accepting vendors. Thus far, we have a couple of food vendors on board, as well as different small businesses. Just to give you a brief history of Beauty on the Budget, we have been hosting the socioeconomic events for 13 years now. We did them quarterly, and of course, we wasn't doing anything during Corona. But since Corona has passed, we have done a small business event along with the YMCA last November. And we're doing a celebration to celebrate Juneteenth also. So therefore, we have our Capri Marketplace going on from I think it's 10 to 3. And then we have the Beauty on a Budget that's also coinciding and lasting a little longer, and we will be on board from 12 to 5. So if anyone wants to vend at any event, please feel free. You can contact Jessica. Her and I are helping each other out with vendors because I actually have electricity also. So if you're a vendor that requires that, definitely you can get with me. And that email address would actually be beautyonthebudget2010@gmail.com. And I will drop that in the link in case anyone wants any more information about that. And the event will be on Saturday, June 18th from 12 to 5 p.m.
I do see thank you for that, Julie. And I just want to notice that we do have Mike Shelton and Denna's hand raised. So if you want to start, Mike, if you have anything to share.
Yes, I do. I have this Sunday, we are starting free golf lessons for kids ages 8 to 15, boys and girls, at a Columbia Golf Course practice range. And, if you're interested, just give me a shout out. Spots are limited, but, they're pretty wide open still. So anybody interested, just give me a shout.
That's awesome. If you could drop that information in the chat as well, I can go ahead and make sure I record that and send it out as also. That's an exciting opportunity. And go ahead, Denna.
Hi, I am from Haven Housing, Ascension Place of Haven Housing specifically, and we are hosting a community togetherness event this weekend. So I just want to invite anybody to come join us from 5 to 8. We're just right off of West Broadway and Bryant. So we'll have the whole block blocked off, and we're gonna have food and like family friendly activities and games. And we'll also be hosting known Minneapolis too. So Cortland Pickens and his singers will be here. So come join us, have some food, listen to some music, bring the kids.
Thank you so much. And also feel free to share that as well. Thank you.
Okay. Kenna, do you have any last minute shares? No, you're good? Okay, great. Shameka, any last minute shares?
Just thank you all so much for the work that you do at WBC, and thanks for having me today. And I really hope to hear from more of you. There's a lot of events that happen over this summer, and I think that the more information that we can share together and the more that we can talk about what we all want to see as a community, the better. So hope to hear from you all.
Thanks. Mike, I seen you had your hand raised. Did you want to share something, or did I miss it and you already did? Okay, thank you. Okay, so I guess that concludes us for our May NBL. One more reminder to everyone to go ahead and pick up your lunch from Sammy's Avenue Eatery. And take a look at the chat to get in contact with any of the great coordinators that we have to get more information or to get involved. And we thank you all for your time. And we'll see you at the June Northside Business Week.